Hello, everybody. I believe I am live here. So welcome today. Very nice to have you here again. And thank you to everybody who has been commenting already. I can see the comments here. And today I'm happy to be streaming directly from StreamYard, which means that all the comments that you put in the chats, I can bring them on the screen as well. So for example, if I just put one there to show you, and I can bring your image and your comment on the screen like that. So I'm here today to talk for a little while, chat with you. Please do ask any questions you want about piano, performing, James Bond. You know, I could talk about James Bond all the time. And the reason I mentioned that is because last week on Stage It, some of you know that I did part one of a James Bond special, performing songs and soundtrack music from the films, mainly John Barry's music and a few of the other composers' songs as well. And tomorrow I'm continuing with the final part to where I'm going to be playing more of the later songs, as well as still some of the early classic John Barry music. So I can see a couple of people here. Please do me a favor as well, everybody, and share this live stream out on Twitter, Facebook, wherever. And then it'd be very nice to reach even more people and say hello. So put your comments in the chat. I will stay on here as long as the questions come flowing in as well. And while I wait for the first question, let me just have a quick check we're streaming okay. I'm using a laptop. So I hope you're all having a nice weekend. I was with a few of you just now, a few minutes ago, in the Stage It show by Danica and Jeb. And if you're watching this later as well on the replay and want to know about the James Bond show tomorrow, the link is below in the description of this video. Some of you here I know already have your tickets. So if you're new to Stage It as well, it's a very simple platform to use. Just go to the page and you can create a free account and then just support with any amount you can. So let's see. Steve says, I hope you know I was talking about Spectre. Oh, that was the comment about the bugs. That was a very subtle one. So there we go. I'll be honest, I've only seen Spectre 4 or 5 times. So there we go. That's Steve Nye's comment there if you're watching on the replay. You can see the chat as well on the side as well. So there we go. Yes. So let me just have a quick look here. Now, the thing with Spectre is a lot of people seem to dislike that film, but I personally really liked it. And I enjoyed it. I saw it first in England because I happened to be there at the time, and then in Brazil again with Patricia, my then girlfriend. And then I've seen it a few more times, once on a flight, and then recently as well. Here, so hello everybody coming in. I see a few more people. Please feel free to ask any questions about piano practice, performance, Stage It shows. I'm doing my next Stage It show, James Bond special, License to Trill. I've called it a bit cheesy. That will be tomorrow. Just go to the link that is below in the description. And what has everybody been up to today? I know a few of you, like Steve, were just watching a Stage It show now with my friends, Danica and the Jeb, really great duo, husband and wife, who perform on Tuesdays and Saturdays as well. So on Stage It as well, everybody, I've already planned my online piano performances up till the end of this year because I'm here in Brazil still, and we don't know when it will be possible for venues to be open. So while I'm talking here, please feel free to put your comment in the chat. If you put it in the comments below the video, I currently can't see those because I'm on StreamYard platform, but if you put them in the live chat here on this side or there, whichever way it is, then I'll be able to see your comments and bring them on the screen, just like Steve here as well. Upcoming shows on Stage It as well. I've got, as well as tomorrow's James Bond, next I'm doing a few more shows every weekend up till the middle of June from now. So I'm doing a mix of jazz and classical music as well from next Sunday. In June, I'm going to play Gershwin Rhapsody in Blue, which is one of my favorite pieces to play with piano and orchestra. And then in July, I'm playing Tchaikovsky's First Concerto, which is one of the most famous classical pieces of music, not just for piano, but in all classical music. So I'm looking forward to that very much. Welcome everybody who is just joining as well. See a few of you here. So again, feel free to say hello in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from, or feel free to ask any questions. Ask me about my playing, James Bond, what sort of things I like to do within reason as well. Let me know where you're watching from and how has your week been as well. I hope you've all had a nice week. So in August as well, I scheduled this show, I think on Thursday or yesterday. I'm actually going to do a Star Wars special, which will be like the James Bond one, just with Star Wars music instead. So I'm going to be getting those ready for August. I think it's the first show in August or something. So I'm excited to do that as well and see how that goes. And then I'll probably make that, a regular thing every few months or something. And then I'm doing more concertos then up till the end of this year. I haven't really planned September yet because I'm hoping that in September it will be a little bit easier to actually travel to the UK from Brazil. So I'm hoping that Brazil goes down on the list to the amber level so that when I return there, I don't have to stay in a hotel for 10 days. We'll see, because that might not happen. We'll see. So let's see. We've got Donnie here. Hello. Hope everything is well. Long time. No contact. Yes, Donnie. Very nice to have you here. So thank you for joining. Donnie Pearson there, a friend of mine that I knew in Leeds in the UK when I was a student. We went to the same college, which is now called Leeds Conservatoire, even though it always was a conservatoire. They've officially named it now the Music Conservatoire. So good to see you. Feel free to ask any questions. And we got Steve here as well with the cool emojis and things. So I want to say as well to all of you who have been watching me on Stage It for the last year, it's been a year now since I've really been doing the regular Stage It performances monthly. I was doing Stage It for a few years before the pandemic, but not so consistently. But it really kicked off last year, of course, because more people were home and needed to find alternative online forms of entertainment. So I want to just say a big thank you very much for all your support. It's helped me a lot. Especially, when I traveled to England last October as well, it helped with that, financially. And then also it was very convenient for me to do shows from there as well with the tech setup. And then when I came back here as well. And I want to say thank you as well to my musician friends like Hannah and Danica and Natalie, Gemma, everyone who we've all been supporting and promoting each other. And that has helped a lot, I think, especially in the last 3 or 4 months. So let's see. Donnie here says, I didn't know LCM changed its name. The rest of the UK is on my bucket list. Yeah, so much to explore there as well. So welcome everyone who's just joining as well. If you're new to me, let me know in the comments and let me know if, where you're watching from. And please do ask any questions. I love when the questions get flowing here. And then we can talk about things. So I put James Bond in the title once again because I'm doing another James Bond special performance live on Stage It tomorrow, playing some of my favorite songs from there, starting with License to Kill and some of the soundtrack music from John Barry as well. I'm just going to get a sip of water. So I believe we've got Donnie and Steve from the United States. Hello from Brazil, Patricia. That's actually my wife there, Patricia, with a beautiful photo there from our time in London. One time when she was visiting me years ago as well. Yes, so I'll talk about my favorite James Bond film in case anyone was going to ask which is my favorite. So I'll say anyway, maybe you'll get some more questions triggered in your minds. So my favorite James Bond film is You Only Live Twice. And I realized this the other day, but this is the only James Bond film in all of the James Bond films where you don't see James Bond actually drive a car or any vehicle with wheels. The only thing he does sort of drive is a helicopter called Little Nelly. He flies that around. And this film as well, it's set in Japan. Like the whole film is pretty much set in Japan, which is very interesting because usually he travels to a few different countries in the films as well. So it's my favorite because it's got, it's got the classic volcano set, which is the villain's big base, and the famous villain Blofeld with the white cats, which is it's like one of the biggest symbols of James Bond villains. And that was parodied a lot by Austin Powers with Dr. Evil as well. And I love the music. I think the music really makes it for me by John Barry. They got the beautiful song, You Only Live Twice. And then some of the best music as well, very atmospheric and mysterious soundtrack music by John Barry there as well. So let's have a look. So we got, Donnie says, oh, so you're originally from Oklahoma and now you're in Seattle, greater Seattle area. That's cool. And then we got Steve saying, hi, Patricia. And then Donnie says, I've seen one James Bond movie at a cinema anywhere on Earth, Skyfall. Okay, so do you mean you've seen one of the Bond films in the cinema, and then you've seen other ones at home on DVD or television or whatever? Let me know in the chats. So I first started watching James Bond films when I was about 10 or 11, I think, or 9 or 10. I think the first James Bond I saw was actually You Only Live Twice, or A View to a Kill. I can't quite remember, but I remember those two were the first ones I really watched. So let's see. Donnie says, I've seen a few other Bond movies on TV and home formats. Cool, yes. That's great. I was going to say, because, it's a shame if you've only seen one, but you've seen others, so that's cool. I'd recommend watching all of them, of course, from Dr. No all the way up till Spectre. And then let's have our fingers crossed that the new Bond film, No Time to Die, will still come out in September this year. I think it's going to be fine because they had to postpone it 2 or 3 times. I think it was 3 or even 3 or 4. I can't remember. So let's see. My introduction to John Barry was theme tune. Oh, cool. I don't know that one actually. I know some of his other music outside of the James Bond series as well, and it's really great. It's a very distinctive style, Yeah, so, I think my favorite James Bond personally is probably Roger Moore, even though You Only Live Twice has Sean Connery. But that's it really. So let me know in the chat, what's your favorite Bond film? Have you seen them all or some of them? I mentioned in my show last week as well, I think the only one that I really don't enjoy very much is Quantum of Solace, the second Daniel Craig film. I think it makes more sense if you watch Casino Royale first and then watch it soon after, because they're very connected, really. And it's the shortest Bond film, which is good then, because if you don't like it, it's not so long. The only time I watch it really is when I'm watching all the films in order again, like I did recently. I started watching them again on the day last year when Sean Connery actually died. Then I watched Dr. No with my dad and granddad. And then when I got back to Brazil, I watched all the rest of them over the last few months since December as well. So that was fun. And now I'm currently working through Star Wars with my wife. That's my second favorite franchise, I think, after James Bond. Cool, everyone. So soon I'm going to sign off here. I'm going to go and practice more for tomorrow, because I've got about, I think, 7 or 8 or 9 James Bond pieces or songs to perform tomorrow. It depends on the time, but I've got a good list. So I realized I've been playing most of the film songs. The only ones I haven't really performed, and I'm not going to perform tomorrow, are any of the Daniel Craig songs and a few of Roger Moore and The Living Daylights by the first Timothy Dalton film. But I will, when I do James Bond again, I'll include some of those. But I just like the classic songs, really, like Goldfinger and Thunderball and those ones. So tomorrow I'm playing, if I can remember, I've got the list here as well. But let's just find the list, actually. I need to do another one after as well. Where's my list of... There they are. So I'm going to start with License to Kill. And then play A View to a Kill, Diamonds Are Forever, Live and Let Die, Thunderball. And then I'm going to play The World Is Not Enough. This isn't the actual order, but these are the songs. I'm going to make a final order. And then I'm going to play 2 pieces by John Barry that aren't songs, called 007 and Counting from Diamonds Are Forever, and another track called 007, which is from the early Bond films. And I'm mixing that with another piece called Underwater Battle from Thunderball, which uses the music from the 007 theme and mixes. It's a very effective track, so I'm looking forward to playing that. I've just dropped something. So let's come to these comments. We've got Indiana Jones. That's a good idea. I do love the music from that. So yeah, that's something to consider. I do love all the films, even the last one as well, the Crystal Skull film. I didn't mind that. A lot of people don't like that one, but my favorite one is The Last Crusade. And then let's see, I did my recreation for John Barry's 007 from Russia with Love. Oh, cool. Yeah, Donnie. I'll look for that after. If I search Donnie Pearson on SoundCloud, will I be able to find that? Let me know, please, in the chats. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up. So if you've got any questions now, people who are watching, this is your last chance before I sign off. So if you want to join the James Bond special, then go to the link that's in the description and get a ticket. And anyone who gets a ticket from watching this live, I will send you the replay of part 1 from last week as well. Even if you're watching the replay, just let me know. Matt says, I watched all the Star Wars films in order. Yeah, so that's what I'm currently doing with Patricia. We're up to, we just watched episode 4, or the original Star Wars film, last weekend. We're going to watch The Empire Strikes Back, hopefully tomorrow night or soon. I realised though that I love the original films, but the first one I do love it. But after you've watched it a lot and you know what's going to happen, some scenes are a little bit slow. You know, when the robots are in the deserts and all the stuff with before they get off Tatooine, it's a bit slow now because you know what's coming and it's a lot of the talking stuff. But once the action gets going, it's great. I love it, and I love the others. Then I love all the films as well, even the latest ones. Some people didn't like Return of the Jedi, but I really liked that one as well. But this is the first time I'm actually watching all 9 of them in order as well since episode 9 came out. I've only seen episode 9 twice, and both times in the cinema. So we've got Disney Plus here, but haven't got around to watching that yet until we get through the next few as well. So Donnie says, I love the first 4 indie movies. Looking forward to the 5th one. Oh yeah. Well, I don't know when that I thought that was going to come out a few years ago, the 5th one. Maybe it's delayed. So we'll see here. And then we got see you tomorrow, Steve. Yes, thank you, Steve. Looking forward to tomorrow. This time tomorrow, I'll be at the venue, getting everything set up, and got a different intro video as well, different to last week as well. And then Patricia says yes about Star Wars, and then Steve says saw the Star Wars when it first came out in a full screen theater. Yes, in 1977. And what's interesting is that the version you saw was different to the version that's out now. You probably know this anyway, because I think in the 90s, George Lucas went back and added some scenes, and I think he enhanced some of the effects as well, if I remember right. So, yes. And then we go on. Patricia says, see you. And then we got a question from Matt. Did you watch Rogue One before episode 4? We didn't actually. Right now, we're just going through the episodes. I've seen Rogue One a few times. I really like that as well. And I loved the Han Solo film, even though I think it didn't do very well, but I loved that film. And I'm going to include some music from that film when I do the Star Wars special in August here, or on Stage It as well. The good thing with Stage It is you can do, I think, any music pretty much, because Stage It has a license that covers you for doing music, copyrighted music, basically. I could not do that on YouTube, I think, unless I got the licenses myself. Probably, I don't know. That's why I like to keep it on Stage It, really. So everyone, I'm going to go now because we're going to eat soon here. And then I'm going to practice a bit more for tomorrow. So thank you, everybody, so much. It's been fun again. Let me know if you'd like another question and answer session soon. I'm always happy to jump on and chat for a little while. And take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your Saturday. And look forward to seeing you in a show soon, or another question and answer, or somewhere on the internet, who knows. So thank you. Bye-bye, Steve and Matt and Patricia, Donnie, and everybody else who has joined this on the replay. Thank you, everybody. Take care and see you soon.